or it's just all off the cuff.
Yeah. Do you like that?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Keep track of those, definitely. Yeah, you make you think about.
Yeah.
You remember like how the song began, how.
I don't know the names of them, but I can usually, when I hear the first chord, yeah.
Is he like Buddy Rich if you screw the song up? Does he like chew you out in the bus afterwards? Did you guys ever hear that tape?
It's not like, I've heard about this tape.
Oh yeah, I have it. I'll have to burn it
Yeah.
for you. He just rips some guy apart. It's beautiful. He would play one or two notes on his drums, and if you weren't there, you were in for some
that's drum too. It's not like
yeah, I know.
like
His drums.
or something.
Oh, good. I got the melody line from that. You know.
I think the fact that Brian works without the set list and it keeps it spontaneous, it makes the Love Me Not's a better band, for one, simply because it's not, at that point you're not playing things you memorized, you're actually just playing music then.
Yeah.
And it's not just like a matter of like playing patterns, you're not thinking about it, you're just playing music, and it's very communicative. And I think that probably comes from just the fact that we've all played together in one form or another for a really long time, so we don't need to do a whole lot of talking at band practice. The songs kind of arrange themselves, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't put too much effort into it. It kind of comes together, like Billy says. You know, it just works out well. And you know, Brian tried set list before, and you know, it never feels the same like when we just go off the cuff and just start the new song. It always.
And then a lot of times, you know, you do something and the crowd gets into it. So okay, let's do more stuff like that. You know.
Right. It's working for me. Billy started getting serious on us for a minute. Did you notice that? like you can feel it in the room. So I'm gonna keep going with it. I think that Brian might be one of the better songwriters that this country's seen since maybe Warren Zevon. And so I'm one of those drug addict fans of this music. Like, I flew 2,600 miles to see the Cheap Truckers be reunion. And that's your fan base. You've got people that, like a religion, know your work. What is that like? I mean, seriously, how do you process that in your head?
I've never really thought about it.
It's too late. Now you got to. This is all news to
Brian, he won't be able to.
Billy started it. He was the serious one. He started it.
I don't know what to think about it. It's just I just did some things, read some songs, and I just like playing them. I don't really.
Can you guys?
People like it. They like it. And we need more recordings.
Well, can you tell me what your process is like? And anybody can jump in on this too, because Billy and I have talked a little bit about what it's like writing songs with you.
Process.
That's fancy lit magazine terms for how do you put this shit together and make it work.
Oh, it's been a while, so I've been a little stagnant lately. Well, it comes with we start playing so much, and I don't get to work on songs as much. I'm not as prolific as I used to be, but the songs, when they write, they kind of just come out and write themselves at the moment, and it's occasionally I'll have a couple chords in my head or a line, and it'll just build, but most of the songs just kind of spontaneously come out, and I'll write them all at once, and if they don't come out all at once, they usually never get finished. It just seems like that works, and we just actually, with the V-Nex thing, we actually started collaborating, which really helped me a lot, because I feel a little bit burned out from writing, but we started collaborating and giving each other ideas and writing together a little more now, which is making things a little easier, and I think I'm feeling a little more flow coming out of it.
So it's a lot like any kind of art. There's a either emotional center or some kind of place you're at when you're putting something together, and if it doesn't come through that run, then you sort of just let it sit. You give up on it and move on to another song.
Ignore it. I mean, I had notebooks all over the place when I was writing lyrics down, and it seems if I'm not sitting with the guitar and the idea isn't coming out right then, it just doesn't come out. So,
what do you guys think? What's it like working with Brian, putting songs together?
He usually has them pretty well put together by the time they get to us, and you know, generally he'll just sit down and play it once, and we'll jump in or just start the second time. You know, it's kind of. It's not. He doesn't necessarily arrange everything. You know what I mean? Raj
we
the drums and
arrange it together. Once
the band all arranges.
Sort of comes together, but the lyrics and the melodies and the
vocals too. You guys are you guys
Yeah,
work
some of
with
those kind of
vocaloids
happen
and
once
stuff,
you
too.
bring the song in, like, you know, certain things will pop in my head, or he'll have an idea, or, and it just kind of happen. Like,
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I think
stoked
because
about
we've
it.
known each other for so long, I think that spontaneity happens that well. You know, the same way for him when he's doing it by himself. Once he brings it to us, it's the same thing. It's
You kind of know what to expect from each other
Yeah.
when we play it.
It
Those
means a
guys
lot.
come
It means
up
a
with
lot to you,
changes.
doesn't it, being comfortable?
It is. It's very good to be comfortable with these guys. There's no real egos. There's no, oh, I don't like that line.
Yeah.
I don't like that hook. Or it's always like, hey, yeah, let's try that. Yeah, that sounds cool. And we'll try
Yeah.
stuff. And if it
Play it
doesn't
out
work,
and-
we all basically know like something is not working. We hear that just doesn't sound
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
true. It's usually everyone kind of looks at each other all at once. And,
But it translates too. I mean, we went to see you guys last night at Gibby's, and after the first set, you all just sort of hung in the back corner and shot the shit, and there was laughing and all that stuff going on. And at the very end of the break, I think you came up and mentioned, well, our 20-minute, 10-minute break is over, and you went back up and played. And you don't see that unless people are friends, you know. Usually bands will, as soon as the set breaks, everybody disappears, and they don't actually hang out much, you know. That's kind
Well,
of
we're
nice.
really just yelling, making fun of each other's mistakes.
yeah, a lot of that.
Or the,
Yeah, you can't take yourself too seriously. Otherwise, you know, that's when the fights happen. That's
Yeah,
when-
we have fun.
Yeah, we have fun. We, you know, even whether it's on stage or not, you know, we're hanging out and having fun. And
Especially at a bar like Gibby's, there's always somebody drunk doing something that's worth laughing at afterwards. You know, did you see that guy? Or, you know, can you believe that girl said this to us? You know,
you want to tell them what? Here, I'll ask the question because I think as a professional, this kind of question goes well for the persona that I'm trying to put out. That would be the balding persona. So, do you write any? Do you guys play any real songs, or just the ones you write? Is that? Oh my God! How long ago was this? When did this girl ask
It was
this
like
question?
2
few
weeks
weeks
ago.
ago,
Yeah.
She just stood there in front of the band, waited for the song to end, and said, "Do you guys play anything, or do you just do your own stuff?" And I just looked at her, and she didn't mean to be insulting. And,
No,
Yeah,
probably
like,
not. She was,
no, I just do her own stuff. She goes, "Well, that's good." And then logged off.
That is one thing that I think is really rare in any club, in any town that you go to, that you find bands that aren't doing a lot of cover songs. They're consistently out playing.
right,
You do, lately in the last few months, you've been doing at least 3 or 4 shows a month, right?
Yeah, we usually play twice a month, and Gibby's is kind of we're kind of like one of the house bands in there. Then we try to throw in a couple other smaller bars where we do all acoustic, and we try to get Billy in on everything we can on those when he brings the mandolin and the banjo.
When he's not
When he's
one
not-
of the 80 other places
Yeah,
he's usually
He's
in.
not in his 15,000 other bands he's
Yeah.
in, so.
Talent is hard to find.
Well,
you
he's
want to
like,
keep him close, you know.
You're the most in-demand musician in town, probably. Everybody wants to.
He's the hardest working
They all
man in
want a
show
piece of
business
it, yeah.
in North Central West Virginia.
Well, it's like somebody's drummer's sick, call Billy. I don't have a bass player this week, call
Yeah.
Billy. We didn't have a drummer, Raj was in Europe, call Billy. So
Were you doing a little bit of stuff with Todd Burge a while back, too?
I had a show with Todd on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I have some stuff coming up with him later this month, in fact. Well, like next month, that is. So.
Yeah. How's he doing?
He's doing really well. I mean, he's,
What is that new incarnation? He's what?
Oh,
Todd Bird's Odd Urge?
Todd Burge and the Odd Urges is the name of this book. And it's really cool because it's nice to hear a full band around his songs. Because he's been doing the solo thing for so long, you know.
Well, maybe eventually I'll get to talk to him a little bit. It'd be nice to talk to Todd. He's been in this area, too, for a long time, doing a lot of good music.
Yeah.
Influencing a lot of people and recording stuff, too, right? He's doing recording
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right, I don't want to keep you guys because no one slept and everybody's on, like, Crown Royal Tweet Day. So, thanks, Brian, for doing this, putting up with us.
thanks for having us.
Well, you should be thanking.
Can you get the eyes on that?
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
hey, thank you.
Billy, Bill, and Billy. All right, we will be back next month with more stuff, but in the meantime, check out the next 4 or 5 cuts from Brian Porterfield, and you name what you're going to call yourself for those cuts we did today.
I believe we're just the Love Me Nots for this one.
And the Love Me Nots. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you guys soon.